Hi, welcome back. Now we are going to see about Hive. What is Hive? As I have told already, Hive is a data warehouse package that is being built on top of Hadoop. And as you know, data warehouse, it helps you to analyze the data. It is more useful for the analysis of the data. And the queries, it will be just similar to like SQL query, and it is called the Hive QL. And it can manage and it can query the structured data. And Hive is developed by the Facebook community, and Facebook analyzes the terabytes of data using Hive. So what does it do? It defines SQL-like query language called QL, and it contains the data warehouse infrastructure and provides tools to enable easy data ETL, so say extract, transform, and load. Allows programmers to plug in custom methods and reduce it. People like underlying actually Hive uses a MapReduce. People are finding it very difficult to code it through the MapReduce. They can use the Hive who are familiar with the SQL kind of query. They can use Hive and use the data for the analysis. What are the Hive applications? It can be used for the data mining. It can process the log, or it can use a customer-facing business intelligence. And it can be used for the predictive modeling, and for the hypothesis testing too. It can be used for the document indexing too. And this is the simple Hive architecture where we have the Hive client, and where from the client the request goes to the Hive server. It services it executes that command that whatever giving, and the output it is getting stored. The basic Hive architecture. And there are some limitations of the Hive. The Hive is not kind of used as for the transaction. It is not a transaction database. It cannot be used for the transaction processing. And it has got some latency. You can see when you are processing a very huge queries. And it has not been used for the interactive data browsing. And it does not allow the real-time, update or the low-level updates or the low-level inserts. The latest version of Hive is having commands to update the data, but that is not it has been intended to. Hive is similar to the data warehouse. It's kind of used to do the data analysis and get new insights from the huge data where we have that. And these are the Hive components where Hive as a shell. What the shell does, it connects to the database where you can give, and also you can give the interactive queries. And it contains a metastore also. Metastore is kind of internally it's a kind of a database where it shows where my the HDFS files are. It's just like a master database. It guides me to where are my tables, and the tables underlying data, where is it? All those things will be stored in the metastore. And we have the compiler, which is being used for the query parsing and for the query planning purpose. And it also does the planning and optimizer. It is also using the optimizer to plan it and see the query, what is the effective optimizer that it has to use. And we have the execution engine, which is actually executing it. And we have the driver, which is handling the sessions and other important activities. So it is using the schema and read. So whereas unless it is not been having the schema and write, it is especially used for the reading and data analysis. And we have the SQL queries. As I've already told, it is having the Hive SQL. What using the Hive SQL, what we can do? The Hive query language, it is ability to equijoin between the tables, ability to store the results of the query in the HDFS directory, and it also create the tables and partitions, ability to store the results of a query into another table, and ability to filter the rows from the table using a web process. These are some of the uses that where this Hive query can do, which we will be seeing it in our practicals also. So the next thing, what is the end of the just the introduction about the Hive? The practicals, what we are going to do with it. In the earlier session, we transferred the file, the log file, through the Flume and put it in the HDFS, right? That log file, we will take it and we will put it into the Hive and then we'll try to analyze that log file. That's what we are going to do in the next practical session of Hive. Thank you. Bye.